Hi guys, Ronda Winstead here with you. Hello, hello, hello. Today we are working on our Roxy's Journal of Stitchery and just loving this process. Thank you again, Rachel and Sarah, and for your amazing mom who gives you inspiration as well. Thank you all. Okay, so I just decided I was doing this a little bit, and then I thought, well, I'll just start. I'll be doing more, but I'll catch up and show you what I've done since the last video. I am right now just finishing doing the seed stitch. You can see the back. Now, yesterday I did all these French knots. This was done during my infusion, my cancer infusion. So I was fairly productive. That feels good. Just have a little bit left to do there. This, I am just using, I know this is, maybe you're never supposed to use this. I don't know, but it's quilting thread. And I have a lot of it from the days of when I hand quilted, that type of thing. But I just wanted to get a bit of, I don't know, I just wanted it to be really thin, and I couldn't think of anything better. I'm sure there are better things that I could have used, but this is what I chose to do. So I just have a little bit left to finish here, and some of this will be covered up anyway, but I still wanted to work on finishing getting some of my backgrounds down before I add my delicious fancy flowers and such. So how are you today? I hope that this day is a good one for you. I hope that you are well and happy. If you've got your health, that's pretty darn good. And some of us don't have the best health in the world, but I am so grateful for what I have been given, and I have no complaints. And I've found over the years, it doesn't do any good to complain anyway. It's like, ugh. It's just kind of one of those, why do it? It's just a waste of energy. Waste of energy, and it doesn't solve anything. What it does do, though, is make people not want to be around you. I mean, seriously, who wants to be around somebody who's... Have you ever met anybody in your lives, and I'm sure you have, where you see them in the grocery store or somewhere, and it used to be more so than now, simply because we're in a masked up COVID situation, but that you saw them coming and you kind of duck, because if you asked them how they were, you knew you were going to get this very long version of how unhealthy they are. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah. So I have been guilty of ducking when I was really not, and that's not very kind. And that's, you know, I've not always been a very nice person. I mean, I try not to deliberately hurt people, but I'm, you know, fallible just like everybody is. I'm a very imperfect person. And if you were to ask my children, you would get a variety of answers. Some, she's amazing, she's the best mom ever. And maybe one especially would say, I hate her. So, we're all human, aren't we? And we just do the best we can. And we certainly can't control what other people think or say about us. But we control how we act towards others. So, with the knowledge that I have now, and that person in the grocery store, I think I'd be better prepared to stop and say, how are you? And be genuine about, you know, my concern for them. So, how did I get on that? That's weird. Wow, it's just a little early for, I don't know, philosophy or whatever. Okay, is that great? Yes, 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 I'm very happy with that. So, and this wasn't a great needle, but it was on my pincushion, and I didn't want to take a lot of time and try to futz with, you know, trying to find one that fit perfectly. So I am just, okay, tying that off, cutting that. I'm not going to keep that quilting thread. I am keeping it, but it's going in a different area. So I shall put that back. I do find that when I'm creating, if I put back my tools as I'm using them and finished with them, that it makes a much nicer, smoother process, and I enjoy the journey a lot more. Now you may wonder, where did she go? Where did she go? And I am just behind me looking for, because I think I dropped it in the wrong spot on my, what did I do with it? Okay. I apologize, my dear friends. Aha! Aha! Okay. This is, oh, they're the same. Okay, fine. Okay, I'm good with that. All right, I want to finish out, and I've been using this pearl cotton. Oh, that's got some staining on it, doesn't it? But you know what? It's old and fabulous, and I'm going to use it, and it's not going to be a problem. So let's just continue. Aren't you just loving this Journal of Stitchery, you guys? I sure am. I'm amazed at the creativity of these gals. Rachel and Sarah, you guys are amazing. Okay. Let's see if we can thread this needle, because, okay, a threaded needle is a happy needle. Let me just say that. Let's see. Oh. This is going to be difficult, I can tell already. So what are you up to today, my dear friends? As you can see, I'm up to trying to work and thread this ridiculous needle that does not want to be threaded. Ugh. I have to get me a needle threader, seriously. I saw one, and this has got all kinds of fuzzies on it. I don't know. It's my rubber finger. These are my two tools that I use consistently when I embroider. and when I quilt as well, I use them. Did it? Did it? Did it? Did it? Hold your breath. Root for me. Come on, come on. Did it? Ah. Thank you. Thank you. You know, that's so weird because when I was at the hospital yesterday, or, well, it's not a hospital, it's the cancer center behind the hospital, having my infusion, I threaded and rethreaded this a bunch of times, and I had no issues whatsoever. I was able to thread it right away, first try. So I'm not sure what the deal is today, but here we go, just continuing on. I'm filling this background piece with French knots. I am doing 3 wraps and then down. And I believe I may not go over into the far left area because I have, and I'll show it to you again, I've showed it before, but these are the additional things I'm going to put on here. One is this. Love this. Printed on fabric, this image, it's beautiful. And then these are some cutouts, fussy cutting of floral fabric. And you guys were wonderful to let me know. I had forgotten what these flowers are, and you shared with me that they are poppies. And I love them. They're so beautiful. So anyway, this will be put on like this, so you can see that I'm not needing to cover up all of this. And I didn't really need to do all of this, but it lies very flat. Whereas I've already put down around here, and it's a little bumpy, you know, these French knots have texture, so it's bumpy under there. So I will go ahead and, let's see, how far is that? Okay. I'm going to count that little French knot right there as my line, that I don't need to go beyond there. Okay, so we'll just take those off. We are just continuing on, just enjoying this process. You know, when I do stitchery of this nature, it reminds me so much of my growing up years, with Mom teaching me how to embroider, how my oldest sister, and Mom used to embroider quite a bit, and I was 10 years younger than my oldest sister, but of course I wanted to do everything that she was doing. She was I just adored her, and she was always so sweet with me. So I would get my little embroidery, whatever it was. I don't even remember now what I embroidered. Obviously it wasn't very keepable because I don't have anything from those early days. And it may have been that I just puttered around for a minute or two and then gave up. I don't know. But doing this kind of stitchery just makes me think of family, makes me think of home, makes me think of my mama and my sisters, and kind of miss them, you know, how you do when they've passed on. But I think they'd be kind of like, oh, that's cool, Rhonda. Glad to see that you're doing that. And I'm loving And so many of you, oh my goodness, you guys are amazing at this stuff. I'm sort of like, yeah, you know, a little bit here and there, and I can do a French knot and I can do a couple of things, but man, some of the stitchery and things that you guys do, I'm just blown away by how beautiful it all looks. But that's okay. I can still plug along with my little bit and do what I do and still appreciate your beautiful art. Okay. So we are almost done. I try not to poke myself too hard here. Okay. I think we'll just do a few more and we will be done with this little section. And I think then what I might want to do is to go ahead and we can start stitching on the image that I have printed on fabric. And as you can see, it takes a little bit to do these French knots. It takes a little bit of your yarn or your embroidery thread. And so that's why I had a bunch. I had to rethread a bunch of times yesterday because this long thread is just doing this little bit here. And I think I'll have just barely enough to go ahead and finish this so I don't have to pop up another. And that French knot wasn't perfect. You can see it had a little extra loop-de-loop. Just, you know, it has personality. Ah, come on, pull through, pull through. Whoops, don't want to lose that puppy. Okay, let's do maybe a couple more. And then, whoops, but let's do it properly. 3 wraps and down, and you'll notice that what I'm doing is putting it down too close to the first where I popped up, but I'm also trying to hold the thread so that it doesn't slip, and so it's a tighter knot, kind of pulling it and holding that down. I don't know if you can see that even, but I'm sort of holding this down with my thumb. Okay, and one more. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and down, close to, and pull that. All right, and push that through. Okay, so that was pretty painless, and I hope that you're coming well, that you're coming along choop, choop, with your stitchery. Doesn't matter whether you're keeping up or whether you're behind. That does not matter. What matters is that you're doing something that brings you joy. That's what matters. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's take a peek, see where we want to lie this again. I love the selvages showing through, and so I definitely want to get some of the numbers there. Now, it's just a matter of, do I want to be down? Do I want to be up? I think I like give that a look-see. I went to the doctor today regarding this middle finger because I cannot, it won't stretch out properly. And when I make a fist, that's as far as I can go. This one, I can make a fist really well, but this one not so much. Years ago, I had carpal tunnel surgery here, and the doctor thinks it's possible that I'm having issues again with that. So anyway, I may be doing some nerve testing, and they took some blood today, and we shall see. So I kind of would like to get that taken care of, whatever that means. Okay, now I have to really take a peek at this closely, and I'm going to bring you in closer so you can see with me. See how fun it is with the texture added, you know, it just, oh, I wish you could feel it. It's just cool. And then with this, you know, the seed, I'm loving this. Now what I'm trying to decide is, do I want this positioned more in the center or just off center a teeny bit? To put this on here. And I kind of think I do, maybe, don't I? Don't I? Do I? What do you think? Holler pretty soon. Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to think about this for a little bit and kind of play with a couple of different placements, and then we shall return. Okay, I do think that this is the placement that I want to use. So we will first put a little bit of our stick glue, just enough to tack this down right here. Then we will tack down our flower vase or vase, whatever you call it. I'm doing that. I think I'm pretty much doing that in the center. I like that. Okay. We're getting there. And then we will put these little florals, these amazing poppies. Oh, they're gorgeous, aren't they? Or did I want it turned a little bit? Let's see. I think maybe I want it turned just a little bit, like so. Okay. And last but definitely not least, we will put, surgery required, which will be fine, because we were planning on stitching all of that down anyway. So we will go ahead and put this on. Up a little bit, I believe. Okay. And we will put this little guy, we shall add him right there. And we'll, of course, I'm going to go ahead and, whoops. Now it's got a mind of its own. Don't be running off, you guys. I have plans for you. Up Nope, that's got to move too. Okay. I need to curve this more. Okay, just like I curved this, I need to curve this. Let's just play with that for a minute. Okay. Okay, I think that's very beautiful. I love that. And even if I didn't put any more flowers, I think these are very beautiful, lovely, fancy flowers. But I also give myself the right to fill all this in if I want. Okay, you guys. Let's see. I think I'm going to continue. I'm not sure which something or other. I think I may go ahead and tack this down. And I may use that same quilting thread that I used here. I don't know. I might want to do a frame around there. Decisions. Okay, I'm going to call this good, though, for this video, you guys. I love you, and I hope that you're enjoying this process with me. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the day. I do. Okay, till next video, have a fabulous, fabulous day. Bye-bye now.